Camile, thanks for joining me here on the floor of MedTech conference.
Thanks very much for having me.
Yeah, you've had a little journey here coming from Perth, right?
Yes, absolutely, Perth, Australia.
Yeah, so introduce the audience to OptiScan, the base technology, and a bit about your background, since you're a relatively new entrant, so to speak, into the US market.
Yeah, sure. OptiScan is miniaturized confocal microscopy. We've basically brought down a confocal microscope to the size of a pen, 3.5 mil diameter, and we can introduce that technology then for imaging, surgical oncology, or what have you, anywhere in the body, basically. So we're really excited to be here in the US and bringing our technology to the market.
And you as the CEO, you're also a PhD and a scientist, right?
Yes, so my background, I'm a clinician scientist. I'm a super user, as they say, of the tech, and that's how I got involved with it and got excited about it and decided to join the company when the offer was made.
Give me the fundamentals of where does this technology likely declare a use case in today's market, whether it's a disease state or a point of access?
Look, we think the biggest point of access for us in relation to the tech and the application is surgical oncology, without a doubt. Whether that's open surgery, laparoscopic surgery, or robotic surgery, there's a place for our platform. It's miniaturized to the degree that whether you're putting a microscope down a scope, agnostic to whatever your scope is, whether you're building it into a robot or a standalone next to a robot, or whether you're using it as an open surgical device. It can basically help you detect in real time with pathological images in real time for detection, for surgical clearance, for polyp identification, for example, in colorectal disease. So it's that surgical oncology niche that we're targeting first up. But there's a broad application depending on your indication, of course.
This sounds like it's also very applicable to these remote areas, rural areas, sort of that digital diagnostic at a molecular level.
Yep, absolutely. So the technology is a digital imaging platform at microscopic single cell level. The images are DICOM images, so they're PACS enabled. And of course that then allows us to really have a significant influence in that telehealth space. We're building our own telepath platform, so your surgeon can be in one city, your pathologist can be in a completely different city. The images are transmitted in real time, there's no delay. And of course then that opens up possibilities for rural hospitals, outpatient clinics, where the expertise of the staff, for example, may not necessarily be there. So second opinions with large tertiary centers, that really opens up possibilities in real-time telepath.
So when I think about incredibly large populace and sort of the prevalence of certain oncology diseases and states, I think about China, I think about India, I think about where you don't have that infrastructure and that hub and spoke.
Correct.
Offers an opportunity, let alone the rural areas of the U.S.
Correct. Obviously we're talking about the U.S. market in this instance, but you don't have to be in the US. You could be in India and your pathologist could be in suburban US city, and you're still being provided that level of care with a diagnosis or with surgical management in real time. So it does open up that opportunity for rural, regional, remote sort of telehealth in real time.
And so as I think this through, when I think about the data sets you can collect, and obviously AI, and now we could add some actionable intelligence to this.
Correct.
Are you developing that platform as well?
We are. So our current device that we've got in front of the FDA is for oral cancer detection and hopefully in the next stage diagnosis. We're building our own AI platform to plug into the hardware and supplement that. So it will be a deterministic factor with AI, cancer, no cancer in the first instance, and then a little bit more subtlety with diagnosis down the track. So we'll take that platform and we'll then develop it as we develop other applications. Our next application is breast. So for breast surgery, lumpectomy, it's a big problem. A third of the patients come back for second stage surgery. We think we can do better and we can provide that care to the surgeon in real time, knowing that their margins are clear. And again, we'll build our AI platform on that for breast surgeons, so they can also get that assistance in real time.
What's the regulatory pathway in the US on that?
So it's de novo with the FDA. We've been obviously working with the FDA for a while now. The technology is that unique that we were asked to go down the de novo pathway, both for indication, but also for the fluorescence in the context of the dye and contrast agent. That process is going well, and we hope to make some sort of announcement early next year around our first device, and then we've got a couple of other devices in the pipeline.
Whenever there's a 510 de novo, it's a bit of a burden for investors and a bit of a burden for certainly the regulatory team in-house, but it's also a little bit of a moat built around
Yes.
Technology for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. All of our IP is protected. The patents are all there. We're obviously developing additional innovations behind the scenes. So first product to market always really, really good. We spent quite a bit of time in the history of the company, being an OEM for other medical imaging companies worldwide, but we've sort of taken the product under the Optiscan label out, and obviously then we have to, go through that FDA process ourselves.
So this sounds like more than just a single product. It sounds like a platform company. Is that a safe statement?
Absolutely, it's a platform. It's a platform technology that can be used across different disease states for different points of entry into, whether it's a human body in this instance, could be applied in vet, could be applied in life sciences. So whether you're an endoscopist for GI, whether you're doing laparoscopic surgery for liver or pancreas, whether you're doing open surgery for breast, more importantly moving forward, if you're doing robotic surgery, again there are several indications in the context of robotic surgery. And we believe that our platform can stand alone, supplement that robotic approach, or can be integrated into a robot. So it is a platform technology across the board.
And then finally, there's a lot of technology coming out of Australia these days. I know that the US goes to that market for clinical trials because the government there is incredibly inclusive and supportive of sort of refunds up to 40-something%.
Yep.
So I know a lot of our clients go down under to do their clinicals, but I'm seeing more and more companies come out of Australia now and come to the US market. Any inside baseball on why is that happening suddenly out of Australia?
Well, there's a lot of innovation in Australia, but it's a small market. Okay, so obviously if you're a startup or you're an established company and you want to grow, you want to be in the biggest market, and the US is the biggest market for MedTech. So it just makes sense from an Australian point of view, but also from a commercial point of view. And I think you'll see more and more of that occurring in the future.
And is that because there's a robust university sort of system down there, even given the population?
There is a very, very strong university system, a lot of novel ideas, a lot of really good initial sort of development, but of course then taking that to the next level, commercializing, contract manufacturing, all of that has to occur in a larger ecosystem, and the US is the largest.
Yeah. So it sounds like it's got brothers and sisters coming out of the UK, out of Israel, and now out of Australia.
Correct.
Very model
Absolutely, and you will see more of that occurring.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing the story.
No problem, thank you very much.
I'm Joe Mullings from the floor of MedTech Conference in Anaheim. Be well.